Hey everybody, before we interview Ian and Connor, I want to just set some quick ground rules for this video. I'm the father. This is not a video bashing on autism by any means. It's just a video to show our kids' perspectives on how they feel about autism. Some things they like about autism, other things they don't like. I am fully aware that there are people out there on the spectrum who love having autism. It helps them focus more, it helps them expand their horizons, see the world differently. That's fine. But this is a little bit different. Again, there's all kinds of different people on the spectrum. Some people like having autism, some people don't, some people are a mix. So I just want to make that very clear. This is not a video bashing autism, okay? We love everyone on the spectrum and people not on the spectrum alike. Thanks. All right, Ian, to start us off, can you first tell us things you like about having autism?
I like how I sometimes do less work.
What do you mean by less work?
Maybe that was a misunderstanding. I also like how I'm focused on my favorite opinions.
Okay. So you have strong opinions?
Yeah, I have a lot of opinions.
Would you say you're more particular than most people you know? It means you have very specific things you like.
Yeah, a lot of things I like. That's what I mean.
Okay. Anything else you like about having autism? Do you like stimming at all? Is that comforting to you?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay. Okay, good. Anything else you can think of? That's okay. We can always revisit this later in another video. Okay, so you told me that several times that you want your autism to go away. What do you mean by that?
I want to stop being nervous.
Oh, your anxiety.
Because I get angry and feel miserable about my very serious lessons and problems.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. So even you're on medication right now, even though you're on medication for meltdowns and stuff, do you still
I had one fish oil.
Well, fish oil is good too, has good fats in it. But we're talking about your other medication, your risperidone. And that helps with your meltdowns, right?
Yes.
So even though you're on medication, is it still difficult for you?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you still have meltdowns sometimes?
Yes, I could start crying when I'm overthinking.
Yeah, do you think you overthink a lot?
Yes.
Yeah, and a lot of that's your anxiety too, right?
Yes, and I also get angry and maybe a little jealous because I think everyone else is lucky because they learn their lessons.
You mean people without autism, you think that they're lucky? Yeah. And we've told you that there's other people who have different trials than you, right? Like some people might not have autism, but maybe they're born with a cleft palate, or maybe they have bad knees. You know, they need knee surgery, or maybe they have other developmental issues, or maybe they lost a loved one.
Or a person or a kid needs medicine to stay alive.
Right.
Like one thing of medicine a day.
Maybe they have a really bad allergy or something and they need an EpiPen or something if they get stung by a bee. I mean, there's all kinds of different things out there. But yeah, I can understand why you struggle with your autism. Yeah. And just as a side note, when Ian was little, he watched Pinocchio and he said something that kind of broke my heart. He said, "Dad, I want to be a real boy." Because that's what Pinocchio used to say. You remember that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he used to go, "Dad, I want to be a real boy." You know, just like Pinocchio wants to be a real boy. And that kind of broke my heart because you were, aware enough to realize that you were different than others. Is that hard too, when you see other people enjoying life, free from anxiety and, other hindrance from autism?
I get a bit angry.
Yeah. What about at school? Do you find it harder to learn, easier to learn? What do you think?
One time I thought my teacher said that my grades were yellow, but yet really wasn't. They're all green the whole time.
So he's talking about his grades. They're on a current rating system of green, yellow, red. Green being good, yellow being caution, red being in grave danger, I guess you could say. But basically, he was worried that his grades were yellow, but they were in fact green. So you're doing pretty good. Do you still struggle with things like math though and stuff like that?
Sometimes I struggle. I forget something.
Okay, so tell me some of the subjects in school you struggle with, like math or English, anything like that.
I struggle with word problems. I hate word problems.
You're talking about word problems in math, where you have to find the math problem in the paragraph?
Yes, and I have to, first I have to do addition. Here's an advice if you know about word problems. First, word problems about money. First you're going to do addition. You put the very top money numbers, you put the biggest money numbers on the top, while the smallest money numbers on the bottom. Then you do plus. Then if there's extra money like a $20 or $100, you put the $100 or the $20 on top, while the answer on the addition goes on the bottom. Then you do subtraction. Then you subtract them. Then you have your real money answer of change. That's how my word problems work.
That's good. But you still struggle with math just in general is what you're telling me, right?
Yes, because I hate work. Guys, let me tell you about my dreams.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
Let me tell you about my most important dreams. I want to be righteous, really mature, faithful, repentful, kind-hearted, and pure-hearted.
Oh, all good things to aspire to. All good things. And I think you are a good boy, Ian. I really do. I think you try very hard to be good and loving and helpful to others, and I really appreciate it. Your behavior has been very good. So, anything else that you struggle with when it comes to autism? Any other reasons why you want your autism to go away? We mentioned stress, anxiety.
I keep having bad thoughts, and I don't even tell it to your mom.
Right, and you don't have to tell us what the bad thoughts are, but we know that sometimes you struggle with thoughts that really frustrate you and make you feel icky. And we understand. Is there anything else?
Sometimes I struggle because when I hear punishments, like when your dad say, Ian, if you keep licking Cholula, like I always do, you'll be banned from Cholula. And Cholula is my favorite hot sauce. I also drink a ton of Diet Dr. Pepper.
Well, I don't think
I always hoard down Diet Dr. Pepper.
I don't think it's just
soda.
It's not that I don't want you eating hot sauce. It's that you pour hot sauce on a plate like you would if you were serving a cat milk. And he pours this whole plate full of hot sauce and he licks it like a cat. And like he goes through all of our hot sauce in like a couple of days. He loves hot sauce.
Yes, Cholula's my favorite one.
Yeah, and that's something about autism too, is like you become obsessed with certain foods, right? And then other foods you absolutely hate. And more than just a picky eater. Like,
I used to hate potatoes, but I got more mature at potatoes. I still hate tomatoes, but I like potatoes now.
Okay. All right, we're going to let Connor talk now. Was there anything else or any other reason you wanted your autism to go away?
I can keep my good autism, but I want my bad things of autism to go away because it makes my life feel miserable. It makes me, I barely feel really certain that I might have a good life. Like, may have my dreams.
It affects your quality of life?
It affects my certains of my future.
So you want more certainty in your future?
Yeah, and I want to have a great future. 4-wheelers, sports cars.
Well, we all do, buddy. I don't even have that stuff. I don't have 4-wheelers and sports cars. We get to rent some of those things from time to time, but you know, not everyone has it perfect. And even some rich people have miserable lives. Just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you're going to have a good life. So quality of life is kind of a hard thing to describe to a lot of people, but I think you're very smart and you're understanding that a good life includes being good to others You know, that will bring you the greatest happiness. And being
That's-
around family, loved ones, you know, having a decent living, that's important. But yeah, Ian, I really appreciate you doing this little interview. Is there anything else you wanted to say? Is there anything else you wanted to say autism related?
You see Connor there? So he barely has autism. That's why he's mostly never nervous, because he has very little autism. But
We're going to interview him now, okay? Is that all right? You
Yeah.
want to switch seats?
bye-bye.
All right, Connor. How you doing?
I'm fine today.
Okay. Now, out of all of our sons, Connor, what are you pointing at?
Nothing.
Well, that was very vague. Now everyone's going to want to know what you're pointing at. Let me see. Is that your drawing?
Yeah.
That's a YouTube play button? Is that what that is?
Yes.
Let me see.
Please subscribe to the video.
Oh my goodness. You guys are plugging the subscription there. Anyway.
Please subscribe to our channel
All right, Ian. Thank
and
you.
leave a like.
They know what to do.
Comment below where you're born.
I think if people don't know that they can subscribe on YouTube, then that's probably their first time. All right, Connor, talk to me. So, do you like having a little bit of autism?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Completely fine.
Okay, so what are some of the autistic things that you do, would you say?
What I say?
What would you say? What are some of the autistic things that you do?
Sometimes I snap my fingers.
Uh-huh. You flap your hands sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes I do that.
Uh-huh. I notice you walk around in circles a lot. Like you like to spin. And just repetitive behaviors. Yep. You used to have really bad meltdowns, but you don't anymore.
That's because I get used to having autism.
Yep. I notice you rock sometimes, like you were just doing.
Oh.
But is there anything like, do you ever get embarrassed for having autism? Which you shouldn't. I just want to know if you ever do.
Not really.
Not really, okay. Does anyone at school pick on you or anything like that?
Of course not. My school is good.
That's good. I'm so glad to hear that no one picks on you.
My school is so super nice.
Awesome. Love to hear that the kids are treating you well. Well, anything else? Okay, Connor, you don't have to rock. I know you're doing that on purpose now.
I'm not doing it on purpose.
Oh, you're not?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Well, it's hard to tell sometimes because I brought attention to it. Anything else that you don't like about having autism?
Nothing.
Nothing. Okay. What do you like about autism?
I don't know.
So you're just kind of in the middle. You just don't like it, you don't dislike it. It's just there. It's a part of your life, not a big deal.
Yeah, not really. It's just a thing in my life, and all it is just me doing stuff. That's part of autistic. That's it. That's it. Nothing
It
else.
just exists. Kind of like if my eye were to twitch, it's like, it might be a little annoying or something, but it's just there. It's something I deal with.
It's actually never annoying.
It's never annoying to you to have autism.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Well, cool. It's good to know, and it's good to show people that there's different levels, different opinions about having autism, whether it's good, bad, both, all different kinds of things. Well, thank you, Connor. I appreciate it.
Okay.